Hello, Jesse Good here, and I'm going to do a video I've never done before, or a type of video, which is a commentary. Basically, I'm going to commentate on my most recent LEGO list video. This is really for me, because I've seen a lot of people pointing out the errors and everything like that, and for a video that took so long to make, it's my longest list video yet, to have all these errors come about, I feel like I need to talk about them, explain myself and whatnot, just to kind of get over it in my own head. But it's also kind of cool to see the background of how this is made. I always love commentary on movies and TV shows and whatnot. So I always wanted to do it for my videos, and I think this is a great way to start it. But if you haven't seen the video and you want to see it, just click on that card there. But let's check this out because it's going to be playing here.
Jesse Good here, and it's time to count down
All right, so we started with the first track I used was the Sonic 3D Blast Invincible music, which sounds like Steven Universe music to me, but it was a track that I thought, I kind of have to get short tracks for these intros, but also it's a very good track, so that's what I want to do. Here's our first mistake, though. Top 20 most wanted summer 2019 LEGO sets. This is kind of funny because right here, and I'm noticing this actually, just looking back at these, I always point out little things. I noticed the stupid mistakes, but like right here, this is annoying to me. It's having sets in creator and they both have kind of the same shadow to them. It looks very sloppy. Just noticed that now. But I'm looking at this, and before I had a problem with my last summer 20 or summer top 20 list or whatever it was, 25. And I said that the signage here said most wanted of winter or spring or something 2018 when that was released. So I literally triple checked this and was like, okay, make sure it has the right date. Little did I notice that I put the wrong number here. This was always planned to be a 25, and I'll tell you what happened here. This was just me trying to, a lot of times I resource different art and pictures and everything I use in other videos because I like reusing it and consistency and whatnot. So this is, I think, pulled from, what was it, spring or winter? It might have been winter. That was a top 20. So that's where it was at. So I just edited it in. You can see it's a little bit of a different shadow, the summer 2019 part, and I think LEGO Sets was new too because it's just the spacing. So that was that mistake. And so number 25. Yeah, there's 25 in this video. It's always been planned to be 25. I could have done 30, honestly, because I was missing like the hidden side bus and whatnot. Donkey Kong Country 4 is a fan game. I played it recently for the first time, and I loved the music. And it was actually a really fun game. Kind of sad that it never got completed. And but I wanted to include a lot of music from there, and in a way of almost like it started out with a Donkey Kong Country 4 stage music, and then it ended with a Donkey Kong Country 4 music. The last song was probably the best song in the whole game for number 1. But yeah, 24. Okay, I thought it went from 25 to 19. Everybody's acting like it went from 25 to 19, so I didn't know 24 was fine. Guts Man stage, this was kind of a last minute song choice. Usually I have song choices right away that I'm like, okay, I want to put this here or there. Sometimes I have to scrap for music, like look around on YouTube, type in winter music, action music from video games, and this one, I was like, okay, I want a Mega Man song for this because Mega Man's very action packed. And the Mega Man games I played when I was younger was Mega Man 1, 2, 3, and 6. So it was from one of those, and I thought Guts Man was pretty good. But yeah. So here's where the mistake happens of basically it says 19 like 4 or something times. So what happened here was when I was editing the video, there was a mistake that happened with the music in the corner where it would say the same track. So let's say it was Guts Man, and it would edit every previous track because I think I was copying and pasting, and I forgot to press make new copy of media. Basically, it's a thing when you go on Sony Vegas or Movie Maker or Movie Studio, whatever I'm using. And I noticed that and I fixed it. I'm like, okay, good. I'm glad I noticed that. So I triple checked all of the music choices to see if they were correct. And they were all correct, that the thing didn't happen. But what happened here was that I guess this mistake happened where I copy and pasted the thing, and I forgot to press select new copy of media, And so what happened was they were all the same text file of the number 19. And I literally woke up the day that I released this, like at 9 a.m. and it was uploaded at 2. So I knew it would take 2 hours to, or it took like 30 minutes to process. So basically, I woke up and I rewatched the whole video, and I was trying to look for mistakes, and I didn't notice any of these. Maybe that was because I was half awake. I was asleep on 3 hours. Didn't notice any of them. So I did that was my double. I guess that was the third time I checked it, because before I processed the video, I rewatched the whole video. But that one's kind of iffy because like when it's not processed in the corner here, the video lags and whatnot. So yeah.
I'm always a fan of the People Pack Lego City sets. The one for space and research development might
this
be my
one,
least favorite, but that's okay.
Super Circuit Rainbow Road.
There's 2 coming out this year. I think what makes me like
I chose that
because
because I wanted like I think Rainbow Road fit here. We were going to do the next one to have SNES Rainbow Road from Super Circuit, but I think I ended up using that in the Apollo 11 news video. I was going to have some consistency there or something. I like having little things like that. So, yeah, don't have too much to say here, really.
But it's hard to tell which are exclusive to this set. Still with that consistent $40 price.
Let's see, we could probably speed it up a bit. Okay, there's your 19 again, so I don't know when this stops. I noticed that with the music here, I did Super Mario Land 2, the Space Zone map, and I thought I already used that song, but I never like using the same song more than once, unless it's from a different version of the game. And I never used it, so I was like, oh, that fits perfectly for this. I love all the space music I love all the music from Super Mario Land 2, but I've already exhausted most of it. I showed those there because I really wanted to highlight those because I never made a news video on it. So I wanted to show that there are great sets from LEGO Friends, but also this set I really want. It's the Olive Garden. I mean, come on. We put Nookingtons there. I think Nookingtons was one of the songs where from the start I was like, okay, I need to include that. I mentioned that the Breezeway Cafe because I was like, oh, I could put a card there for a video I really liked. Oh my gosh, what is this number? I think this is this the real number 9? Yeah, I think this is the real number 19. So this one freaking edit messed up all the other ones. Or I guess technically not because it would have still been the same. So whatever. It should fix. Okay, now the numbering's back and it's all good. Fortress Boss was kind of a last minute thought here. But yeah, everything I said here was kind of true. Oh, I remember with the last one, the Ice, whatever, the Ninjago one, I was going to have Ice Melody from RuneScape, and it was too quick, and there's a lot of content to that song that I want to save that for another one, so I ended up using it for Hagrid's Hut later on in the video. And we kind of put a throwaway for that one. Alright, let's see, 17. Okay, so there's another mistake coming up.
Not only the graves that remind me of the Monster Fighter Zombie set, but there's a cool tree monster in Molosseum.
Okay, so Molosseum. My whole life I've been saying Molosseum, but it's apparently Mausoleum. Mausoleum. I can't even say that. So I think that's because I don't know. There was a Yu-Gi-Oh card called Mausoleum of the Emperor, and that's the only time I've ever heard of that word until like later in my life. So when I was younger, that was my exposure to the word. Oh, let me see. With this one right here, I chose an Animal Crossing song. I think we're going to put the Minish Cap music, actually, the Minish Cap town music from Zelda. So, but I was like, I want to save that for something more epic or something like that. So that's where we're at. And this one was one of the most or one of the sets in here that I talked about the most, and I was kind of surprised with that. And I'm like, honestly, that could have ranked higher on the list. And if you see when it fades to black like that, so what I do is every 5 minutes, usually with 3-minute increments. The first one was at 3 minutes, and then the next one almost at 8 minutes. What I do is I end that current run, that current selection, with a fade to black so that I could insert an ad right there. So it goes 3, 8, and then I think the next one's at 13. And then we have another one at 18. This video was so long I was able to put 4 ad breaks or whatnot. This one I think had a throwaway song, whatever it was. Kind of had to put something quick.
The Lego Jurassic World Triceratops arcade finally gives us
Let's
another
see.
Lego system Triceratops.
Oh, Pinup Park was from the start. I was like, I gotta put Pinup Park as music. I was actually saying Pinata Park, and I'm like, oh, I found out that it's actually called Pinup Park. My whole life I've been saying Pinata Park. I don't know why. But that fits perfectly with what this set is. I remember the little Yoshi go around or whatnot.
And a new version of Simon is very welcome as well.
Those two, I had a more elaborate like description of why I liked it and everything. I'm like, yeah, this sounds a little bit preachy or whatnot, so I took it out. This one I thought for a while put the ghost house. Ooh, there's an error there. I didn't even notice that. Check that out. Look at this. This is an error I just noticed. So what happens there? Oh my gosh, that is gonna annoy me. Well, that's what this video is for. So you see it goes to black. That's because what I do is, this is a top layer. Underneath, if I'm zooming outside the picture, I should have just, oh my gosh, I should have just put white as the background for the whole thing. I don't know, for this one I was like, oh, there might be something that ruins that, but should have double thought that. Because what happens is that means the white background bottom layer, the layer right underneath it, isn't there for a little part, and then it's there for a second, so it's bad. That's bad. But again, these are little mistakes I'll notice. Coming up is actually
Baby Voldemort is included.
this part right here.
It's probably my favorite figure in the set. The Tom Riddle grave is fine. I mean, I wish it used bricks more so than placed on the ground, but I guess there's some play features going on here, and that's it for the build. The grave to the side is cool, but there was so much more in the original.
That part where I talked about Baby Voldemort was recorded the night before this was released, because what happened was the official pictures of Baby Voldemort came out. Everything else was recorded probably on Monday or something. The Monday before it was released. So I had to add that part in. But before that, like the whole week before, I was writing the script and whatnot. I've got the music for this one. I think it might have been a throwaway song. Let me hear it.
It's rare to get heavier minifigures, and I think the face.
Oh, it's actually a song from Pokemon Black and White. That's a good track. It's a Forgotten City. Oh, that's not really a throwaway after all. I was thinking I would use that music if I had the Rialto Bridge in my spring one, but those were revealed after spring, I think it was. Somebody was saying, oh, you said the torso was new. I did not say that torso was new. I know it's not new. This one I was referencing Danny Phantom. I probably should put like a photo of the Danny Phantom lab. I wanted to use Professor Oak's song from Pokemon Stadium 2, but I noticed I used that before, so I used Professor Elm's song from Gold, Silver, Crystal. Apparently I never used that. I was kind of surprised there. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it is. There you go. I put my top 15 Lego sets there. And I put the Night Bus music here. And that one, I was like, it's a very loud song, and I almost cut it last minute, but I was like, I really love that track, so I want to put it in there. Another thing, let's remember 1246, but another thing I wanted to mention was, I just remembered, right here, I say sorry wolf girl, right? I think. Let me see.
Throw in 2 more interesting new minifigures for the wave, and yeah, this is only $13 compared to Lloyd's Journey, and manages to have even more interesting minifigures.
Okay, then whatever. In Lloyd's Journey or something like that, I say sorry wolf girl, and apparently it's a kitsune, so that was my fault on an error. Yeah, which kitsunes are like a fox or something.
Giving us a new color for the bold side hairpiece. Oh, it's awesome to have the shrunken head on an actual Lego minifigure headpiece. But saying that out loud, wouldn't it have been better to put it on the baby headpiece? Oh well, I guess that would be harder to connect to the vehicle. The Lego Harry Potter Expecto Patronum set finally gives us the first Sirius Black minifigure in 15 years.
This was one I didn't know what to put a music for there, so I was like, Kirby Air Ride music, okay. Or I think I typed in Forest music. And I'm like, oh yeah, they did a remake of Forest Stage in there.
That's exceptional value for a licensed $20 set with such a low price. There's no way I wouldn't buy this at my first chance.
That was a quick one. That's used, like, recently I've been having quick most wanteds, but this was a long one. That was a quick little selection. Oh, there's a mistake coming up here, which nobody's pointed out in the comments yet.
Previous Lego Dilophosaurus have been way oversized. This fixes everything. Add an exclusive minifigure for Hudson, which uses a great new tan face.
I see. It's a very small mistake. I say his name's Hudson. There's another ad break. But I say Hudson. It's kind of slurred, which is interesting. There's another mistake coming here, too. And I'll tell you exactly what happened there.
That's not the only awesome thing here. The toy store harkens back to one of my favorite Lego builds. The Toys R Us store in that one city claim.
Love that stuff.
The TV van included is such an interesting idea that hasn't been present in any other Lego city sets. The smaller builds are great too.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, well, there's a Lego Town set," and I was like, "Well, yeah, I said it hasn't been present in Lego City, so it's right there."
And of course, the one thing I don't care for in the set is the crane. All these city square sets.
Okay, I say all these city square sets have a crane, and I meant to put the 2017 or 2018, the one that came out last year, City Square set. And instead I put this one, which was used, I think, in another... I think I was supposed to use this later on. And you'll see, I think. So yeah, I meant to put the 2018 one, because that one has a crane. So there's two that had a crane, which annoyed me. And then this is the third one. See, this one right here, that's what I meant to put there, so that was my mistake. See, I was going to put with the 20... I shouldn't have... I didn't even end up using the 2015 one in that space, and I didn't need to. I shouldn't have even cropped that picture, and then that mistake wouldn't have happened. Amity Square was one I wanted to use for this from the start, the song, and I thought I already used it at one point because I downloaded it, but apparently I didn't use it. I just downloaded it. I was probably going to use it for a news video, and I was like, I should save this, and I ended up saving it, and I'm glad because I used it for a place I really wanted to use it.
Again, another day went by from LEGO City this season. Good job. Our LEGO Harry Potter minifigure scale Hogwarts expansion this year is the Clock Tower. Makes sense as it featured prominently in Prisoner of
I'm glad I was able to use a Potter waltz in here. That was fun. That was one from the start. I'm like, okay, I don't want to use a Triwizard Tournament theme, which I love. It's one of my favorite Harry Potter themes, but I want to save that for something. This Potter waltz, I think, is perfect for this set, though. You know, I almost used a Triwizard Tournament theme for the Horntail set, but I ended up not using it. Here, see, I use Ice Melody here. If you see, there's a different zoom in there. For some reason, it goes faster, and it goes... I might have made two different spots. Very minor mistake. Nobody's probably gonna notice it. This sucked because, same with the background of the Clock Tower set. If you look at the back pictures, unfortunately, they had only like these low quality pictures. Like this was, I think, a 19 by 20, so like it looks a little bit blurry compared to everything else, which I got super HD pictures for everything else, but like those two. It's the same with the Hidden Side sets too. But then the day before I uploaded it, they released these pictures, and I was like, oh, cool, I could use those. But this is kind of tricky because I talk about how it's a great LEGO City set, but the only picture they had of the official pictures was with these the monster side. The only other time was if you look there, which is such a small picture, so I ended up just using that, even though I'm saying, oh, it's great, but you guys get the point that you could remove it. And I used the Deltarune song here. I almost used the school song from Deltarune, but this is one of the school songs, Thrash Machine. But the school song was a little bit longer, so this Thrash Machine fit more of the timing of this. And I want to save the school song for something else. Usually if it's a long, great song, I want to use that in its entirety than just using a snippet, because then it's like wasting a spot. Alright, so this is it, number one. See, there's that DKC4 song. Another part is that I recorded last minute was the little part talking about him, the character Pepperoni or something. And originally this was planned to be using the Brothers Brick pictures, which they were very nice to let me use their pictures, but the official pictures came out the day before, so I had to change all that with the earlier one. And we ended up being able to use official pictures, which really came in use. And I'm saying we, but with this is like a one-man. All the list videos are usually like just me. You know, the Canceled 4 was a great collaboration with Fashion Flash, and also I had a part with Jamester. But usually with these list videos, it's a one-man team. And what I plan to do in the future, basically, by the way, there's going to be lists galore in the next month or two. Like I have like 3 more planned. These take so long to make, and what I'm going to do with those is I want to finish them ahead of time, not work so last, because I work last minute on a lot of things because that's when I feel my best content is. But if I finish it ahead of time, I'll get them to be verified by friends and stuff so they could watch it and point out if there's any mistakes so that we can have the best product available. So that was it for the commentary. I think this helped. I think my stresses are gone with the errors here. And again, it was just because it was a video I took so long to make and to see all these comments and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really bother me because now I've discussed it and I think we've dispelled it. And this was a cool video to make. So I hope to do more commentaries at the end of the day. And remember, look at the pinned comments because I see people still commenting the errors and stuff. I'm not going to respond to your comment if you're just pointing out the same thing people have pointed out a billion times before. So yeah, if you want to get that response, you know, don't point out stuff other people have pointed out before, especially mistakes I've acknowledged. So yeah. Either way, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.